Hi job seekers, welcome back. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about one of the exercises in my book, How to Write a Killer Cover Letter. I have a whole lot of exercises all the way through the book that are very helpful for you in forming your content. But there's one at the very beginning that is really helpful. In fact, if you go to Amazon and click on the try a sample, you might even find this exercise right there because it's right to the beginning of the book in the first chapter. Now, what is the exercise? I'm going to go ahead and read it for you. I have it written here. Think of a moment of triumph, cleverness, or an unusual success. Be specific and detailed rather than global. It's not made a great short film, but some individual moment. And then I go on to share a particular time when I had a little bit of a creative triumph. However, not all the skills that you want to showcase in your cover letter have to do with the art department or making things or being creative in that way. You might want to show some skills that work for a coordinator position, the AD department, in development, office and support jobs at a studio or network or production company. So I wanted to give you an example of how I might do that exercise if I were trying to show some different kinds of skills. I thought of two different scenarios on two different movies. The first one is a film called Yesterday's Target, which I was the art director. I also did all the decorating, but that's another story. I was the art director on that. It was a made-for-TV movie. And the second one is a movie that you might have seen because it turns up a lot on kind of late-night cable. It's called The Dentist with Corbin Bernsen. And again, I was the art director on that film. I was in charge of all the decorating as well. And both of those times I was working for the same wonderful production designer, Bill Ryder. The thing was, they had limited budgets. We weren't going to be spending a fortune on the sets and locations. So it was up to me to use some ingenuity and cleverness and try and help to stretch our art department budget as much as possible. I actually found one of the locations for the shoot of Yesterday's Target, and it was a dry cleaning company that I had approached to get some uniforms for costuming and props to use the logo. And when I was telling them about the project, I actually went down to their location to see them. It was their idea. They said, okay, when do you want to come and shoot? So that was a wonderful surprise. And I was like, oh, let me get the locations manager to work it out with you right away. So that ended up being a fantastic thing. Not only did they product place their logo and a whole bunch of packaged dry cleaning, they were a uniform specialist, but we got to use one of their trucks and show the logo going past the screen, and we got to use their fantastic location. And of course it was huge, and it had all the machinery that went around, you know, those tracks with all things hanging. It was a great location. It was far more verisimilitude than we were ever would be able to create if we were trying to build this or rig up a warehouse or something to look like a dry cleaner's. It really gave us so much detail and depth and worked out really well for the scenes. There was a chase scene, and it was very, very helpful. Plus, the locations manager was able to secure a nearby alley, so we didn't have to do a company move. We were able to shoot other scenes that were nearby, actually nearby. So that was a fantastic thing. The second example of some good work for me was on The Dentist, when I found the largest dental supplier west of the Mississippi to help us with our furnishings and interiors for the dentist offices, which included some vintage antique dental fixtures that were basically part of the character's obsession with dentistry and history. What I was able to do was get this wonderful company to give us a phenomenal discount on all of these typical dentist fixtures, dental chairs, the big lights with the arms that come over, cupboards, machines and equipment. And they gave us a great discount on the rental. We went out there, and in return, I arranged for their name to actually be in the dialogue. We had a character who was supposed to be a dental representative, and so he used that he was coming from that company for a scene of dialogue with the receptionist at the dentist office. And we also put up some of their brochures, which are perfectly normal and exactly what you would find in a dental office, but they didn't have to be cleared. That was a perfect product placement arrangement. So the next part of the exercise is to write down the hard and soft skills that you used in the accomplishment of whatever this wonderful thing was. And I chose these two because I used the same kind of skills. My research skills, ability to negotiate. I certainly used persistence because I had to call quite a lot of dry cleaners before I found one who was willing to speak to me. Ability to communicate with others. I went out there, I talked to people, I talked on the phone, and I talked in person. My organizational skills, getting stuff brought to us, making sure it went back in a timely manner. Collaborative skills in working with other people in the locations. Managers, particularly the rest of the art department, my immediate supervisor, Bill, the designer. And it's a great story. Either one of those movies is a great story to tell in a cover letter if you're going for a position where any of those skills would be important on a movie. When you go in for your job interview, you'll be asked some more about it, and then you can expand on the story, and it's entertaining and interesting, and will really show your skills being used in a practical manner. So you're not just asserting that you have skills, you're actually proving them from an example from within your work history, which is very important both for the letter and for your interviews. Please subscribe, ring the little bell for notifications. I'm still working out which day of the week I'm going to be posting these videos, so that little bell is pretty important. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Good luck with your job search.